After 8 years of Trudeau, housing costs have doubled. Rent has doubled, mortgage payments have doubled, down payments have all doubled. It has been double trouble. Let's look at how insane it is in Canada today. Right now, housing costs are 25 to 45% more expensive than south of the border, even though the Americans have 8 times the population and a smaller landmass to live on. So they have less natural supply and 8 times the natural demand, and yet their prices are far more affordable. You can buy a home for less than half the price on the American side of Niagara Falls than on the Canadian side, even though they are only 15 minutes apart. Vancouver is now the 3rd most expensive housing market in the world, comparing median income to median housing prices. UBS found in 2022 Toronto was the worst housing bubble on planet Earth. Both of them more expensive than New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, London, England, and even Singapore. An island with 2,000 times more people per square kilometer than Canadians. We have the most mortgage debt by far of any G7 country as a share of our GDP. What is most astounding about this is that we actually spend far more on residential investment than any other country in the OECD. Residential investment in Canada is 9% of our economy. The OECD average is 4%. In other words, as a relative share of our economy, we are spending twice as much as the rest of our competitor countries to build fewer homes. We have the fewest homes per capita of any country in the G7, even though we have by far the most land and we spend by far the most money building homes. How is this possible? How is this possible? We have more land, labor, and lumber than anyone, and yet we can't build homes. The answer is government is standing in the way. What is the #1 cost to building a new home in Vancouver today? Land, labor, lumber, permits. Government represents 60% of the cost of a newly built home in Vancouver today. 60%. So the 40% is what you use to pay for the worker, for all the lumber and the drywall and the land. This is insane. Now, we've had wonderful collaboration between all levels of government on housing. I want to say it's been very beautiful to see how well they've collaborated. There have been beautiful press conferences. They've pat each other on the backs. They've congratulated each other for the amazing job they're doing. And guess what? They're spending more money on housing than ever before. This, we're told, is an achievement. We should not worry about the cost to the person buying the home. We should celebrate that it's even more costly to pay for the programs that created the mess in the first place, we're told. Well, I think that we've been too polite for too long with the politicians who caused this mess. My common sense plan is to use the federal spending power in order to get the local bureaucracies that block housing construction out of the way.